right, guppies, you asked for it, I'm delivering. Of all the cartoons of childhood's past, y'all seem to be the most enamored with a certain singing redhead. What happened in her original animated series? Before she hooked up with her prince, Ariel made new friends, plenty of enemies, and had some crazy adventures. I'm Kris Carr, and today I'm talking to you about Disney's The Little Mermaid series. Before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thanks to heroes like you, we get to revisit our childhoods and take you on deep dives. If you want to pitch in, head on over to our Patreon page and see if a donation tier works for you. We'll thank you with shout outs, swag, and behind the scenes goodies. No money? No worries. Liking, sharing, and subscribing are awesome ways to show your support. All right, on to the Little Mer prequel.
Flounder, no! Sebastian, look out!
The Little Mermaid television series follows the adventures of Ariel prior to the classic Disney film. The series is actually the first Disney TV show to be spun off from an animated movie. The series premiered in 1992 with the animated special Whale of a Tale, before being moved to a Saturday morning time slot on CBS. And what an episode to start with! We touch on the whaling industry, and then move on to the issues with rehabilitating and domesticating wildlife.
You came back! To say goodbye? Is that it, Spot? You're a real whale now.
This episode is also one of many that includes original musical numbers, like one that's a jaunty tune about the joys of joining the mob. Gangs are a great way to make friends. There's like a cute little part where it's Mobster Lobster and the Shrimp talking to Urchin, because he's a street urchin, but he's under the sea, so he's urchin. Yeah. Someone in the writer's room was like, yeah, nailed it. But they're like, you should join our mob. And he goes, mob? Like you want to be friends?
Mobster's mob! Linda Lobster! Mobster's mob!
For the duration of the series, the opening theme is an instrumental medley of Part of Your World, Under the Sea, and Kiss the Girl.
What? Wait, what?
It's a mesh of all the songs, so it's so fun. So you like tune in and it's like, and then the sharks come in, and then the music changes, and then like Ariel swims to the surface, and it's like, it's really cute. Ariel's family life is expanded upon, with her sisters getting more screen time. Although clearly Ariel is the favorite kid. Like, far and away. Triton is so much nicer to her, you guys. Like, he's never around his other children. He's like, what's Ariel doing? And the other girls are like, Dad, I'm practicing my music and living my life. And he's like, that's fine. Get out of here.
All like savants too, or like geniuses of some sort?
They're all supposed to be amazing, but everyone's like, well, Ariel's our prized little baby. And why? She is the youngest. You learn that in the movie film when they do the song "We Are the Daughters of Triton." They do it in the age. Yeah. Not her voice. It's like a bell.
Hey, Your Highness. Are you princesses ready to party?
Yeah, you know it.
Your typical episode features Ariel problem-solving either a situation of her own making or going up against the rogues gallery of Atlantica. Like the film, Ariel has a deep appreciation of all things human and is growing a collection of their artifacts. She clashes with her dad about this, but usually the two hug it out by the end of each episode. We have the bulk of the cast returning, like Jodie Benson as Ariel, Samuel E. Wright as Sebastian, Kenneth Mars as King Triton, and even Pat Carroll as Ursula.
Riding around like he was king of the sea.
But your hideousness, Triton is king of the sea. Look.
While having Ursula around does make you think Ariel is even more of a chump for going to the notorious sea witch in the movie, I actually really love that we get more Ursula in the series so that she's been a consistent threat in Atlantica prior to the events of the film. It's implied in the episode Heroes that Ursula was exiled from the palace because she tried to create copies of the Trident, Dark Tridents, for an army of octopids to rise up against Atlantica. And octopids are what Ursula is. So, that's what she is.
Are they all the same like size?
Basically, but so there's something hinky in that episode where she brings a bunch of octopids back from the dead. So I kind of think it's implied that Trident murdered the rest of Ursula's race? I mean, we learn later in a sequel that she's got a sister and she's around, but why are you raising an army of the dead, Ursula? Why don't you just go get some fresh octopids? Or does no one believe in your cause? But still, it's a little oogie.
We will win this time by sheer force of numbers.
We have other baddies like Mobster Lobster, the Shrimp, the Sharkanians led by Sharga. He's the emperor of them. All of these bad guys also have like northeastern kind of dialects, so your people are really bad apparently, Brett. Everyone's a Bostonian or a New Yorker.
I thought you were going to talk about like Northeastern Europe, and I was like,
Oh no, I mean like Northeastern America. Like Sharka kind of has like a the Godfather kind of thing, where he's just like got cotton balls in his mouth.
"You bringing these fish to me?"
Yeah. Only if he says you'll be sleeping with the fishes, then it means he hooked you up with prostitutes of some kind. Pretty sketchy stuff. Pretty fishy stuff.
What do you think, Emperor Shaga?
I believe this to be an opportunity of which we must take advantage.
But the standout villain for me, though, is the original creation, Evil Manta. Look at this guy! This is such a good bad guy design! With his glowing orange eyes, his creepy mustache, his fangs, a pectoral fin cape? I mean, come on! And he's voiced by the one and only Tim Curry.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Now, sometimes they just call him Manta, but I like Evil Manta. Like, they all were like, I mean, not all mantas, but that manta, that's an evil manta. Other mantas are probably just fine. Evil Manta is a major baddie in the series, believed to be ageless and with the ability to spread discord throughout some sort of hypnosis or telepathic means. He can also electrify his tail. He is the personification, mantification, of pure evil under the sea. His ability to spread hatred almost undoes Atlantica. Hundreds of years ago, the ancients of Atlantica sealed Evil Manta away in an undersea volcano. Until Ariel thinks she's doing a sweet and lets homeboy out of there. Once freed, he uses his powers of persuasion to spread hate and prejudice throughout the undersea kingdom. Through the power and majesty of song, though, Ariel and Flounder are able to convince everyone to stop listening to Evil Manta, who vows to get revenge on Ariel for foiling his plans.
I hate love and friendship, and do I ever hate that little mermaid?
Later, in what ended up airing as the series finale, we discover that Evil Manta has a kid, Little Evil. Didn't question this as a kid at all, but now I'm wondering, who is Little Evil's mom? Between his plans to kill Ariel and thinking a boot was a powerful weapon he could use against the merfolk, Evil Manta was whining and dining some broad and got busy? Evil Manta tries to raise his spawn to be the worst, but Little Evil befriends Ariel, who teaches him about being nice and kind. This leads to a super creepy original creation from the Disney show, the Brain Sponge. This monster is able to suck out a being's ability to feel. Ariel tricks it into feeding on Evil Manta's juicy evil brain instead of her own, but then helps Little Evil murder the monster by swooping it off of Pop's head and smashing it with a boulder.
Looking up Ursula's preliminary design sketches, right? Mm-hmm. And they went through like a bunch of different ones, but one of them was a manta ray that was very similar. So she originally was going to be like the sexy evil manta.
Oh, and then made her based off of a drag queen.
Yeah.
Neat!
Yeah.
Aw.
They thought, we don't need an evil manta ray.
But then...
Drag queens, sinful.
Yep. Ooh, scandalous. And then they did need an evil manta for this show.
You saved me.
No one's imagination should be taken away. Not even yours.
So, we get to see this pure evil villain come full circle thanks to the heroic actions of our lead. Intentions based out of pure goodness saves him, and Evil Manta lets Little Evil be friends with that little mermaid. In addition to original villains, we meet new friends as well. There's Urchin, an orphaned merboy who sort of becomes Ariel's adopted brother, as Triton even says he thinks of the boy as a son. When we first meet Urchin, he's a petty thief who's joined the mob, again, a great way to meet new people, and Ariel helps him get away from this life of crime. Urchin goes on to be a great friend who helps Ariel out of sticky situations.
Oh yeah! Trident, shoot!
We don't know what happens to Urchin after the show, but some Disney fans have speculated that he's the father of Alex, a merboy that Ariel's daughter meets in Little Mermaid 2. There's also Gabriella, a Latina deaf mermaid who has her octopus friend Ollie interpret her signing.
Don't stop singing. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Gabriella was a character dedicated to a young girl named Gabriella Bomino, who died at the age of 2 after battling leukemia. Apparently, Gabriella loved The Little Mermaid and would watch the film on loop during her treatments before she passed. The character was a beautiful tribute to this young fan, basing 15-year-old Gabriella on how this young girl could have grown up to look, and also introduced young audiences to someone hearing impaired and differently abled. It's really sweet though, and she's the character who I remember the most watching the show. She's only in like 2 or 3 episodes too, and she made a huge impact on me as a kid. I remember like Gabrielle being a real big thing.
How many points does Kris get for remembering the deaf character?
I'm going to the good place.
We saved Atlantica, all of us working together. Hey, I guess we just made a new special memory.
Yeah.
The series had a number of notable episodes. From King Triton having his own big episode where he was transformed into a kid, to Prince Eric appearing, but never fully seeing Ariel, or vice versa, to keep things canon, well played Disney, to meeting Scuttle and learning his name is Scuttlebutt.
Name's Scuttle. It was really Scuttlebutt, but I changed it for obvious reasons.
This is a really cute show, and it's no wonder so many of you have been asking us about it. I want to hear all about the ones y'all loved, but for the purposes of this video, I want to talk to you about 2 standouts. One that most agree is the most notable, and the one that I'm obsessed with. Let's start with the crowd pleaser. Metalfish is an episode in which Ariel comes across Hans Christian Andersen, the real-life writer behind the original The Little Mermaid. She also meets a fellow merperson who appreciates human culture named Archimedes, who is way more knowledgeable and accurate. The episode addresses Triton's prejudice of humans. Ariel is able to convince her father to save Hans' life when his underwater vessel leaks air. Merfolk are half human after all.
But you are not a human, Ariel.
Maybe I'm not all human, but I'm part human. And so are you, Daddy.
This episode decides that Andersen's encounter with the mer people sparked his tale, and even ends with Ariel sitting on a rock just like the Little Mermaid statue in Copenhagen Harbor.
Hey, it's Mr. Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen?
That's me.
What are you writing?
A story I'm calling The Little Mermaid.
Then there's this bonkers episode called Charmed. So this was on my Saturday morning compilation VHS my mom had taped together for me. I remember this episode freaking me out as a kid, and rewatching it now was amazing. This episode is bananas. I'll get to the plot in a sec, but can we talk about how Triton gets his haircut with the corpses of his sea citizens? He's just got a dead fish as a comb and a dead lobstery guy as scissors, and that's what they're using to groom him. I mean, that's a power move if I've ever seen one, but what the
Apologize just as soon as she gets home.
That would be nice.
Assuming, of course, that I ever get out of this chair.
Ariel gets in trouble with her father for having yet another human artifact around. Triton does what he does best, overreacts, and blows up her trinket. An indignant Ariel swims off, finds a charm bracelet, and pops it on. When it's time to swim on home, she realizes she can't get the bracelet off. In her attempt to retrieve this charm bracelet's key, Ariel ends up in this seedy, deep-sea underworld that has a sarlacc pit. A sarlacc pit tries to eat the Little Mermaid. In addition to dodging a creature that would digest her for the next 1,000 years, Ariel has to deal with a weird eel boy, monsters, and this really weird hag who really wants Ariel to look in her sack. Whoa. And why is Ariel down here? She's afraid to go home to her rage machine father. Well, the episode ends with Triton telling Ariel he'll work on his anger issues because he wants her to feel safe at home. We see him go right back to this terrible parenting style. He blows up all of Ariel's shit, catapulting the entire plot of her movie. Did we learn nothing, Daddy Triton?
Love her very much, and I only yell at her for her own good. But that she is so stubborn and human things are so dangerous, I must insist.
The show just clocks in at 31 episodes, making it one of the shorter Disney series out there, which seems criminal. Timon and Pumbaa got all those episodes and this just got under 40? This one seems like it made a much bigger impact on the masses. What I really want to know though, y'all, is how did you like the Little Mermaid series? Let me know what stands out for you and share your favorite bits and characters in the comments below. For more videos, click to the left of my face, or you can check us out on Roku or Plex. Thanks to our Patreons, and thank you for watching. See ya, Space Cowboy.